Good evening. My presentation is about reading British inch caliper jaw inside micrometer. As you see, this inside micrometer in the photo has a range between 0.2 up to 1.2 inches with a graduation of 1/1000th of an inch. Here we have two scales. The first one is on the sleeve and the second one is at the edge of the thimble. The applications of the inside micrometer is mainly it is used for reading the inside dimensions, mainly inside diameter for mechanical workpiece, and reading the inner sizes, same like what we have in the right photo here. We need to read the width of a keyway in a hub for a mechanical or a cutting tool. The parts of the inside micrometer, we have here the sleeve, here we have the thimble. At the sleeve we have the sleeve scale or the main scale, and on the thimble, at the edge of the thimble, we have the auxiliary scale, which is the thimble scale. At the back of the micrometer we have the ratchet in order to apply the suitable force when we need to make the contact between the two surfaces of the mechanical piece to be measured. Here we have the right pin and we have the left pin. Here the locking screw. Once we lock or tighten this screw, we fix both the spindle and the thimble from moving and rotation. Here we have the spindle, and regarding the range for this micrometer, it is between 0.2 up to 1.2 inches, which means that when this micrometer is completely closed, the outer distance between the two pins is exactly 0.2 inches, and once we open the micrometer completely, it is capable of opening up to 1.2 inch. Any micrometer comes with a calibration ring or calibration standard. For example, this ring, the diameter, the inner diameter for this calibration ring is exactly 0.2004 inches. So this is used for the fixing of the zero error. Once we have a zero error, when we close the micrometer completely, if there is an offset between the reference line, this line, and the zero line on the thimble scale, we can use the spanner or a wrench in order to fix for this zero error. See that the accuracy of the inner diameter of the calibration ring is higher than the resolution or the graduation of the micrometer. There are two types for the inside micrometer regarding the surfaces of the measurements. In the top one we have inside micrometer with two pins, and the lower photo, it is an inside micrometer with two jaws. We use the inside micrometer with two pins in case of reading the small sizes of holes and small diameters, while the lower one with the two jaws is used mainly for a bigger size of inner dimension or inner diameter. Let's understand how we read the thimble edge and which line should we read on the sleeve scale. For example, this dashed line in red represents the location of the thimble edge. So which line should we read on the main scale? We should define the last hidden line, which is the closest to the edge of the thimble. So in our case, this line is the last line, and this line is red as 0.150 inch. This reading, which is 1.150, is simply the distance between the zero line on the main scale up to this line. So from the zero line up to this line, which is written 1 and above, is simply 0.1 or 0.100 of an inch. And we have here this small graduation, and this is another graduation, and each graduation is equal to 0.025 inches. So the reading for this line is 0.150 inches. If the thimble edge is at this location, so the last hidden line under the thimble is this line, and this line is read as 0.375 inches. See that the reading of this line is simply the distance between the zero line up to this line, and this distance is equal to 0.3 inches or 0.300 of an inch. And we have here 3 small graduations, and each one is equal to 0.025 of an inch. So the total reading is 0.375 inch. If the thimble edge is in this location, so we should read this line, and this line is simply 0.450. In this case, the last hidden line under the thimble is this line, and this line is read as 0.500 inch. In this case, the line we should read on the main scale is this line, and this line is line 0.725 inches. See that the reading of this line is simply the distance between these two lines on the main scale, and this distance is simply 0.7 or 0.700 of an inch, and we have here a minimum graduation which is 0.025. So the reading of this line is simply 0.725 inches. If the location of the thimble edge at this location, so the reading is 0.825 inches. And finally, if the thimble edge at this location, so the reading is this line, and this line is read as 0.950 inches. So this is the way how to read the main scale lines, and which line should we read on the main scale. Let's have practical examples for reading this type of inside micrometer. This micrometer, the range is between 0.2 up to 1.2 inches. First of all, we should read the main scale or the sleeve scale. So the first line left to the edge is this line, but we shouldn't read this line, we should read the previous one. So the previous one is this line. So this hidden line is read as 0.200 of an inch. So this is the main scale reading. It is 0.200 inches. Now we should read the thimble scale or the auxiliary scale. We use this index line to be the reference. So this index line lines up with line number 5 on the thimble scale. So line number 5 is read as 5 thousandths of an inch. So the thimble reading or the auxiliary reading is 0.005 inch. Now the total reading is the sum of these two readings. So this is the main scale reading, and this is the auxiliary reading. So the total reading is 0.205 inches. Let's have another example. Again, what we have here, an inside micrometer with a range of between 0.2 up to 1.2 inches. So which line should we read on the main scale? As you see, the first seen line left to the thimble edge is this line. but we shouldn't read this line. We should read the last hidden line under the thimble. So the last hidden line is this dashed line in red, and this line is simply line 0.525 inches. So this is the main scale reading. It is simply 0.525 inches. Now we should read the thimble scale. This is the reference line for reading the thimble scale, and this index or reference line is closer to this line, and this line is line number 13, and it is read as 0.013 inches. See that the direction for the reading of the thimble scale line is this direction. So this line is line number 10. So this line is line number 11. This line is number 12. So this line is line number 13. So this is the correct way in order to read the thimble scale. If one make a mistake in reading the increase of the thimble scale in this direction, so he will get an incorrect reading simply because this is line number 15, so he will read this line as line number 16, and he will read this line to be in line number 17, and this reading is incorrect reading. So the thimble reading is 0.013 inches. Now the total reading is the main scale reading, which is 0.525, plus the thimble reading, which is 0.013 inches. So the total reading is 0.538 inch. Let's see this example. Again, what we have here, we have an inside micrometer with a range between 0.2 up to 1.2 inches. Before start reading the main scale, as you see here, the 0 line on the thimble scale exactly lines up with the index line. So in this case, we are sure that the edge of the thimble is exactly on this line. So we should read this line. And this line is simply line 0.475 inches. So this is the main scale reading. Now we should read the thimble scale. As I have said, the index or reference line exactly lines up with the 0 line on the thimble scale. So the thimble reading is 0 inches. So the total reading is simply the reading of the main scale only, which is 0.475 inches. Let's see this example, and we should take care of this case. As you see here, the range for this inside jaw caliper micrometer is between 1 up to 2 inches. So the minimum range of this micrometer is 1 inches. So first we should read the main scale reading. As you see, the last hidden line under the sleeve is this line, and this line is line number 0.100 inch. So this is the main scale reading. Now we should read the thimble scale. So this is the index line, and as you see, the index line is closer to line number 6 than line number 7. So line number 6 is read as 0.006 inches. So the thimble reading is 0.006 inches. So the total reading see that we should add the minimum range of this micrometer, which is 1 inches, plus the main scale reading, which is 0.100 inch, plus the thimble reading, which is 0.006 inches. And the total reading is simply 1.106 inches, which means that the distance between the outer two jaws, this distance is simply 0.106 inches. So this is the way how to read the inside caliper jaw inside micrometer in case of a British or inch graduation. Thanks a lot for your watching. Goodbye.